To round out the first half of the Team Quadrilla Marble League B Division in Season 4, we are back at the funnel jumping course, a brand new event which we introduced in the A Division last time around, won by the Sinister Sprinters. In this event, marbles will be descending down these ramps, jumping in those funnels, with the aim of getting into the hole in the center as fast as possible. You want to be accurate on your launch, but you also want to be quick in the funnel once you reach it. It's the best combination of accuracy and funnel speed that gets you the win in this event. So looking at the standings, after 3 events of the B Division last time around in block bumping, the Pumpkin Patch got the win and rose to the top of the standings, ahead of the Mountain Climbers, and the Blue Lotus, Icicles, and Team Nectar though are pretty close behind. It's the Amber Animals and the Treat Fleet. The aforementioned Treat Fleet will start us off with their reserve Cocoa Powder, with the Heliospheres with Solar. The winner of these two will move on. The launch Treat Fleet look faster in the far side, and the Treat Fleet will beat the Heliospheres in the near side. Heliospheres down in that relegation zone. They're in 14th place right now, so they could have used advancing here, but the Treat Fleet quite up there, very consistent in the first 3 events. They're going to get another top half finish. Treat Fleet 2.53 seconds. You want to be sub 3 seconds based on what we saw in the A Division. Heliospheres, that's a very slow time, almost 5 seconds for them. Icicles and the Efficient Eggs in Heat 2. Icicles are quite up there in the standings. Efficient Eggs not so much. Icicles are much faster in the far side. Just like the Treat Fleet in the previous heat, the Icicles easily going to beat the Efficient Eggs in this one. Efficient Eggs were nowhere. Efficient Eggs were orbiting like very far away from the center. They did not have an accurate launch at all, and they had so much to work with. Meanwhile, Icicles, easy as can be, 3.21 seconds, not the fastest time, but well clear of the Efficient Eggs, 5.07. That is very slow time, even slower than the Heliospheres. It's easily the slowest time I've seen in funnel jumping overall. Now, Team Nectar and the Bauble Squad in the third heat. The captain of Team Nectar and Ornament of the Bauble Squad. Ooh, Ornament gets stuck and almost comes to a stop, but they had a very accurate descent and somehow will manage to get the win. Let's see how this transpired. Ooh, almost threading the needle there for Ornament. And Team Nectar is going so fast around that funnel, but Bauble Squad were so close. They just needed to slowly get into the hole in the center, and they will get a sub 3 second time. Team Nectar, they were so quick, but they could not catch up. So Bauble Squad is going to be moving on. Now, Amber Animals and the Nickel Knights in the 4th heat. Nickel Knights, another team down in the relegation zone. They need to move on here. Oh, it's very close between these two. Both of them very quick in the funnel, almost rotating in tandem, and I have no idea who's going to advance. We're going to have to see the replay. Nickel Knights look ahead. Amber Animals look catching up. Oh, it's going to be so close. Nickel Knights by 0.04 of a second are going to be moving on ahead of the Amber Animals. That is huge for them. One of their first top halves in a while, and they absolutely need that. Now, Blue Lotus and the Deserters. Deserters, another team that is in desperate need of good points. They're in dead last with just 1 point right now. Oh, Blue Lotus on the far side. It was close, but I think the Blue Lotus has beaten them. The Deserters, with the Nickel Knights especially moving on, they would have really loved to also follow in their footsteps and beat the Blue Lotus here, but Blue Lotus just barely are going to move on. It was not that. Well, it was pretty close between these two, though. Less than 3/10 between them. Cornflower will be moving on. Now, Bacon Brawlers and the Hazelnuts in the 6th heat. Bacon, the captain of the Bacon Brawlers, versus Cobnut. It's pretty close. It's tough to tell who's out in front, but the Bacon Brawlers will get the win. I think the Hazelnuts might have overshot the funnel there. We saw that a few times in the A Division. You can overshoot, you can rotate more than you need to. That's what the Hazelnuts did. They were rotating in tandem until the Hazelnuts made that mistake. The Bacon Brawlers will get advancement. Sub 3 seconds for them. Hazelnuts over 4 seconds. That's not pretty good. That's not very good for them. Now, Mountain Climbers and the Celestials. Mountain Climbers just lost the championship lead to the Pumpkin Patch in the last event. We'll see what they can do here against the Celestials, who are faster than the Mountain Climbers. The Celestials will beat the Mountain Climbers. That's not good for the Mountain Climbers. Celestials, though, they are down in the standings. Not quite in the relegation zone, but close to it. So, they're going to be happy to move on here. But Nebula, former reserve for the team, promoted to main member this season, doing good work for them. Sub 3 seconds. That is the sweet spot you want to get to advance. Now, Pumpkin Patch, the championship leaders against the Rock Pools, who are down in the relegation zone. Bit of a surprise for them, but we'll see what they can do. Rock Pools look faster on the near side. Pumpkin Patch is close though, but it's not going to happen. The Rock Pools with Waterfront will get the win over Pi of the Pumpkin Patch. The Rock Pools are going to get some much needed points here. Pumpkin Patch overshooting the funnel on the far side, as you can see. That is going to be pivotal for them. Waterfront, 3.29 seconds. That is good enough for them to move on. So Deserters will get some much needed points in 9th, best of the rest, but still they're going to be kicking themselves, not advancing. Down to the Efficient Eggs dead last. That's not good for them. Now, Treat Fleet and the Icicles in the first quarterfinal. Cocoa Powder and Hailstone. Both of these teams up there, especially the Icicles. We'll see who can get the win here. Treat Fleet look faster. Icicles, though, very close, and it was really, really close for the entirety of that heat. Treat Fleet, I think, had just a bit more pace in hand. Icicles, though, right behind them every step of the way. The Icicles did not let them have it so easy, but the Treat Fleet are going to be moving on in an individual event. They have a chance at their first medal. That's very interesting for them. Now, Bauble Squad and the Nickel Knights in the second quarterfinal. Both of these teams down in the order, especially the Nickel Knights in the relegation zone. Will they be able to advance? Nickel Knights are faster, but the Bauble Squad will be able to do it. Nickel Knights, I think, might have overshot the funnel. Bauble Squad keeping good control, not overshooting yet. Nickel Knights rotating more than they needed to, and their run in this event will come to end, but that's still their best result of the entire season for them. Bauble Squad, though, they will get a top 4 and much needed points for them as well. Now, Cornflower and Bacon, the Blue Lotus and the Bacon Brawlers, these two teams have accomplished a lot in the past. We'll see what they can do here and who will come out on top. It's pretty close between these two teams. Blue Lotus, though, looked faster towards the end there, and they will be able to beat the captain of the Bacon Brawlers. For the first half of the heat, I'd say, we're rotating in tandem. The Bacon Brawlers slow down a bit, so the Blue Lotus will be able to get it. 3.09 seconds for them. They are going on to the semi-finals. Already 2 medals in this season. Much better than what they did last season in Season 3. Now, in the final quarterfinal, Celestials and the Rock Pools with Nebula and Waterfront. These two teams both in the bottom half. Celestials look faster, but they overshoot the funnel in the far side, and the Rock Pools will take full advantage of that, and they will get the win. Pretty similar launches for them in terms of accuracy. Rock Pools, though, keeping good control. We saw that with the Bauble Squad and the Nickel Knights as well. Two quarterfinals ago. So the Rock Pools will be moving on. Celestials will be knocked out. The Icicles will get 5th, Celestials 6th. Bacon Brawler 7th, and the Nickel Knights will get 8th place. Still, though, that's their best result. They're going to get some much needed points. Treat Fleet and the Bauble Squad in the first semi-final. Who will win and advance to the final? Bauble Squad look like a more accurate launch. Treat Fleet's very close, though. But I think Treat Fleet overshot the funnel in the far side. We'll have to see the replay here. It's a pretty accurate launch for both, especially the Bauble Squad. And they both overshot the funnel, and the Treat Fleet didn't manage to carry speed enough to beat the Bauble Squad. So the Bauble Squad will be going to the final. 3.72 seconds for them and 4.14 for the Treat Fleet. Times going up a bit, but doesn't matter when you're this far into the event already. Now, Blue Lotus and the Rock Pools in the other semi-final to see who faces Ornament of the Bauble Squad. Rock Pools have come to a stop, but they managed to go straight to the center of the hole. And that was a brilliant strategy from the Rock Pools with Waterfront. Coming to a stop and just making a beeline to the hole. That's going to be a very fast time for them. The Blue Lotus could have done nothing about it. And it's a new record, 1.55 seconds. Waterfront of the Rock Pools beats Ghoul's time with Sinister Sprinters in the A division of 1.61. And the Rock Pools are going to the final to see who gets the bronze, Treat Fleet and the Blue Lotus. Both of these could use a medal. Blue Lotus, though, they did exactly what the Rock Pools did, but even better, and they threaded the needle perfectly. That's going to be a very fast time. That should take the record once again, and the Blue Lotus will get the bronze. Sub 1 second, 0.71 for Cornflower. They learned exactly the right strategy to do in that bronze medal match. Will we see it used once again in the final? In the Bauble Squad and the Rock Pools Neither of these teams have got a medal this B division yet. One of them will capture gold. And Bobble Squad, closer to the event horizon, they will do it ahead of the Rock Pools. Pretty good launches for both. Neither of them employed the strategy that we saw for the previous 2 rounds. But the Bobble Squad will come out on top. 2.34 seconds, that is good enough. By over a second, they are clear of the Rock Pools, and the Bobble Squad will win the funnel jumping event in the B division. Rock Pools, though, they will be going to be very happy with the silver, getting out of that relegation zone for sure, and the Blue Lotus, their 3rd medal in a row with the bronze medal. So after the first half of the B division, the Pumpkin Patch still lead based on the tiebreaker ahead of the Blue Lotus, and it's the Mountain Climbers and the Icicles very close to the top 4, separated by just 4 points. Bubble Squad making a huge gain with that gold medal into 5th place, then as Team Nectar, Treat Fleet, and the Rock was also gaining into the top half. Efficient Eggs drop into that relegation zone with the Heliospheres, Nickel Knights, and Deserters, but still 4 events to go to get out of it. The next event will be the sprint for the A division, and then the relay race, which we'll see for both divisions.